Texas. It's a Game 7 in what has been a fun, thrilling, well-played ALCS series tied 3 apiece. The New York Yankees and the Houston Astros. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. The Hall of Famer John Smoltz is coming right up. Well, from time to time, people will ask me when I run into them, hey, what do you like calling better, baseball or football? My answer is always the same. There is nothing like a Game 7 in Major League Baseball. And think of where these two teams are right now as they play for a date with the Dodgers on Tuesday to start the World Series. You've got the young Yankees team. They played 174 games, and all they care about is what's to come here tonight. You've got a Houston Astros team that's right on schedule. The front office has pointed out 2017 is their year to blossom. They've played 172 games, and all that they care about is what is going to happen here tonight. I welcome in my partner, John Smoltz, and I'll let you do the honors. What do we do with all the numbers?
You see what this means? Nothing. None of the stats mean anything. You try to tell yourself it's a normal game, but it's not. You don't sleep as well. The day lasts longer. It's the guys who can harness the emotion are the guys that will perform closer to a regular season. There is nothing better, but what looms ahead is the fact that you might be the GOAT. That's okay. Embrace it. Give your team the best chance to be successful, and you'll move on.
And we cannot wait. It's a matchup of CC Sabathia against Charlie Morton, but we're going to see a lot of guys coming out of each bullpen. Going to be fun. It's Game 7 tonight on FS1.
Think your job is filled with pressure? What if you went into the office on Monday knowing if you didn't perform, you wouldn't be back on Tuesday? Tonight, the entire season comes down to one game. The winner advances to the World Series. The loser goes home. No pressure, right? It's Game 7 of the ALCS. 7. That's why you're jacked. Game 7s mean something. Forever. Check it out. Pine tar, eye black, rosin bags, chalk. Let's grind. The number of games the Warps beat Astros have played this season. 174, the times the Baby Bombers have stepped onto the diamond. 5, just 5, seasons the Rocket Men have flown across the AL. 40, the American League pennants claimed by the men from the Bronx. Two teams now need just one more win for the World Series which awaits. It's Game 7 of the ALCS on FS1.
The table is set. A little bit of history for you. Home team has won 12 of the last 17 Game 7s. Yankees 4-0 record in elimination games this postseason. But all that's history. We're dealing with the present and the very near future. The very near future says throw it down to Tom Verducci down on the field. Tom.
Well, thank you, Joe. Well, you know, the arc of Charlie Morton's career isn't an arc at all. It's a roller coaster. It took him 6 years just to get to the big leagues, and in 10 seasons he's pitched for 4 teams, underwent 4 knee surgeries, and once went back to the minors to change the way he pitches. Tonight, the kid from Connecticut who grew up rooting for the Yankees gets the ball against the Yankees in Game 7 at the age of 33. Now here's Ken Rosenthal.
Tom, we're going to see Astros starters out of the bullpen tonight. Lance Mccullers could play a major role, and Dallas Keuchel will be used almost like a left-handed reliever, perhaps for a batter, perhaps for an inning. Justin Verlander, I'm told it's very unlikely he will pitch. We'll see. The Yankees, they don't like using starters in relief, but if they do, it will be Sonny Gray and not Masahiro Tanaka.
Guys, thank you. We take a look at the lineup for the Yankees, and Joe Girardi didn't have to do much work from his lineup card last night, Game 6. It's the same. That means it's Brett Gardner, Aaron Judge, and Didi Gregorius. As you look at their numbers for the games that have been played here in Houston, 3 runs in 3 games in the middle. It's Gary Sanchez, Greg Bird, and Starlin Castro. The back end of it, Aaron Hicks, Todd Frazier, and Chase Headley. He's the DH, and he's suddenly very hot. There is Charlie Morton. His numbers since the 1st of September so far. 0-1 this postseason, making his 3rd start. 0-2 in his brief postseason career with an ERA of 7.24.
Well, here's some of the things that I would think about. You know what? It's just another game. It's just another game. It's just another game. That's what Charlie Morton's telling himself. Don't take chances. Each batter may be your last. Get the leadoff batters out and whistle if you can. If you can whistle, that's a good thing. Because it's hard to get saliva. It's hard to catch your breath. And for Charlie Morton, I don't know what he was thinking when he was 7 or 8 years old, but this is your moment. And the manager's only asking you to go 3, 4, at the best 5 innings.
Yeah, empty the tank. He's got plenty behind him in the bullpen.
Now it's business as usual. You wait all day for this game. It's hard to imagine the time going as slow as it has. Once you throw the first pitch, you've settled into a more routine that you're used to.
What a start for the 33-year-old Charlie Morton. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3.
Well, you already saw him spit, so that's a good sign. But what he was able to do is get it done in 3 pitches. He's doing something that a lot of pitchers can't do, and that is maybe chewing gum relaxes him. Certainly Relaxed him in the first batter.
We saw a lot of that when he made his previous start in Game 3, which was an 8-1 loss. He sticks the gum out into the front of his mouth as Aaron Judge hits a bullet foul outside third. And then he'll go to that wad of gum in the front of his mouth with his pitching hand and then get ready to bring the pitch home. This just a moment ago, and we saw a lot of this back in Game 3.
All I know is that gum must not taste good in about the 4th inning. We're probably going to different pieces.
Here's the 0-1 to Judge. Oh. Yankees, if we can see it, trust me, the Yankees can see it. And if the Yankees can see it, they have not complained about it. Here's a 1-1. Judge just has a different look about him right now. And when you think of how this postseason has gone and his season's been up and down, it's been an incredible year. But he is so much more locked in right now. Morton being very careful. This guy can put the Yankees up in a hurry. Hits a chopper to third. Bregman gets the high hop. 2 out. Home plate umpire is Mark Carlson. Hunter Wendelstedt at first. Gary Cederstrom is the crew chief. Chris Guccione is at third. Jerry Meals in left. Jim Reynolds in right. And the replay official who had the plate in Game 1, Chad Fairchild in New York. Heading up the replay challenges that may come his way from here in Houston. Here's Gregorius. DD 7. For 24.
It's a good thing there's a day off after Game 7s, because the one thing you can guarantee is everyone's going to be tired. Mentally, the fans are going to be into it. They're going to be exhausted. So you try to get through the height of the emotion without exerting much of that adrenaline that you've had stored up as a player, because you know it's one game and the loser goes home. It's a fun environment for everybody, but maybe the two managers.
A lot on their plate, trying to navigate their way through a Game 7. Here's an 0-1 to Gregorius. That's foul, strike 2. Remember in the divisional series in Cleveland, the decisive Game 5, and Gregorius went deep twice, including in the first inning. 0-2. What a start for Charlie Morton. start with George Springer, hoping he gets hot. Alex Bregman finished strong last night, up in that number 2 spot. Then Jose Altuve, one of the hitting stars for Houston last night. Carlos Correa, Yuli Gurriel, Evan Gattis, the DH. Brian McCann catching. Marwin Gonzalez. And then Josh Reddick against CC Sabathia.
This is what you got to look for CC. Road show. He loves going on the road. Crowd silencer. That's what he's been able to do. And defend the mound. I think for the Astros, who don't bunt a lot, look for that to be in play tonight. CC with his bad knee and the ability to come back from it. Big guy on the mound. If the situation calls for it, you have to take advantage and make him work extra hard defending his position.
Breaking ball stays up and away. A ball and a strike on Springer, who is just 2 for 22. Talk about that bad knee that put him on the disabled list in August. He thought he might be finished. He isn't finished. That is a little inside, 2-1.
That part of the plate's going to be huge tonight. CC has to pitch to the corners. He has a good fastball, but he can't rely on that over the fat part of the plate. And what the Astros are trying to do is stay off of spin tonight, trying to locate fastballs and make the most out of it.
Base hit to start the night.
It's one thing to hunt for fastballs. It's another thing to not miss the ones that you should be able to hit. And Springer has not been able to do that in this series. So a much better sign for the Astros. A shorter stroke. He's been trying so hard and swinging so big. Maybe a sign for things in the Astros.
Doing the opposite of the thumbs down, the Yankees do thumbs up from Springer, and Bregman will be the hitter. Here's a tough play. Sabathia makes it down to second. Springer one away.
Good test right there for CC. That's like a bunt, a swinging bunt. And he had to come off the mound and made it look relatively easy. But you got to make the big fella work. CC finishes in a good position. That's the natural side a left-hander finishes towards. And he makes a good step and throw.
He is 6'6", 300 pounds, 37-year-old from Vallejo, California. You saw those numbers since he came back from the disabled list with inflammation in his right knee. 6-0 over 11 starts since, and all year long 10-0 after the Yankees suffer a loss when he gets the ball in the next game. Here's Altuve.
Yeah, that's an amazing stat, as is the elimination games this year. The Yankees 4-0.
To third. Frazier, 2 out. And Altuve, who had a big night last night in Game 6 with a 2-run single and a homer, grounds out. Defensively, Gardner, Hicks, and Judge in the outfield. Frazier just made that last play. Didi Gregorius, the shortstop. Starlin Castro and Greg Bird. Gary Sanchez does the catching, and this inning now falls into the lap of Carlos Correa.
Sure does help to have a guy out there that's been there, done that. It doesn't guarantee success, but boy, it helps. And CC has absolutely the experience in these type of games.
22nd career postseason start. That's to Castro. Each hurler throws a scoreless first, and Sabathia gets around the leadoff hit. Into the second in Houston. No score. Is presented by Camping World, America's #1 RV retailer since 1966. And is sponsored by T-Mobile. This postseason, there's a new leader in network, T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. And by Steal a Base, Steal a Taco, only at Taco Bell. Nothing makes my 50-year-old broadcast partner laugh like those two. Hair bit and a little bit. Here's Gary Sanchez, second inning. And right through the wide open right side of the infield. Now the Yankees put their leadoff man on.
I'm telling you, that seems like that could happen any time. But now in Game 7, that was a concerted effort. Look, he's going that way the entire way. And if you're the Astros, you're like, well, we kept him in the park. But in a game like this, you just want traffic. You want pressure and stress put on the other pitcher. Good job by Gary Sanchez.
When the Yankees take batting practice, everybody stops to watch Aaron Judge. But I'm going to tell you, Greg Bird had a batting practice that was out of this world. Just hitting tape measure shots into right. Leadoff man is on. Now they play Bird to pull. And he skies one into center. Back is Springer with room. Sanchez tags, stays put, one out.
You know, coming into this game, Joe, there's only 2 people on the pitching staff that have normal routines. And that's going to be Charlie Morton, CC Sabathia. Everybody else is going to be out of their comfort zone. Relievers have to get ready earlier and be on call earlier. And starters are going to be in the bullpen because it is basically all hands on deck. You hear that all the time. But it's an uncomfortable position for everybody but Charlie Morton and CC Sabathia.
Here's Starlin Castro. 5 straight batters now, including the last 3 in the bottom of the first for Houston, have put the first pitch in play.
Trying to make things happen early, trying to hit his fastball. 96, 97 with movement.
One out. Castro with a ground ball. Bregman. No chance to turn 2, but a good job to get 1.
What a play by Bregman. This was an in-between hop that he made look easier than it actually is. This gets almost by him. Great job. He handcuffs Altuve and makes sure that you're going to get 1 and not try to make a spectacular play by trying to turn 2. You can imagine the offense are saying basically, we may not see the starter past the 3rd inning. We need to make things happen early, and that's been the approach so far.
Now Aaron Hicks, who is 0 for his last 14 and 2 for 22 in this ALCS. Now the runner's Castro at first with 2 out. Breaking ball for a strike.
Charlie Morton has a good breaking ball. You just saw 2 of them right there.
Morton 6'5", 220, showed quick feet there. Pretty good move over to first.
Wow. Dancing with the stars in his future.
Strikeout number 3. Welcome back to the ALCS, presented by Camping World on FS1. Yuli Gurriel first up. Takes outside, ball one from Sabathia. It'll be Gurriel, then Gaddis, then Mccann. Gurriel 5 for 20. Up on the count here, 2-0.
You know, this game, Joe, can make you do uncharacteristic things, and that's the problem with a Game 7. You don't want to be and fall into an uncharacteristic moment. That's why you want to make it like a normal game. Guys are really aggressive. They get too aggressive. They expand the zone.
Fly ball into right. Judge is back at the wall with a catch for out number 1.
Oh, my.
He used all that size, 6'7", the grab and then back into the wall for a loud first out.
I'm going to say it right now. This is one of the greatest catches you're going to see in Game 7. And there's been a few of them. But that on the run at 6'7" and a shorter wall, just with what he had to do to get that ball and keep it in the glove. It's easy to watch that glove fall over the wall right there. Wow.
What a play by Aaron Judge. Now Gaddis, strike one.
Well, that wasn't uncharacteristic. That is to tell you, he doesn't get enough credit for his defense, by the way. Because he's so big and he hits such majestic home runs, his defense is so far better than people think, and he's showing it off in this playoffs this year.
Brilliant catch by Judge for the first out. Now Gaddis goes after one up at 90. And the count 0-2.
That's where CC wants the ball if he can, especially with 2 strikes. And if you're the Astros, you got to find a way to lay off of it. Gaddis is so vulnerable to a fastball up. If you throw a fastball down, he can hit it about as far as Judge does if it's down in the zone.
DH spot for the Houston Astros, 1 for 19 in this ALCS. Gaddis is the DH tonight. Beltran the only hit. Here's a 1-2. 2-2. Frazier, ball comes up, has some time, and gets the out. We go back to the Aaron Judge catch on Gurriel.
I'm telling you, this doesn't do it justice. He had to react and get back as so fast and hit the wall. Wow, I'm telling you, there's been some great catches in Game 7s. It's the best one I've seen.
Well, when Aaron Judge is in right field in a ballpark like this, it's almost like you got to find at least the third row, because he's going to get up and get the ball with that size. And Sabathia appreciative of the effort of a 25-year-old rookie. And he is as impressive a kid, and we talked about this during the All-Star game, when you see him in the hallway and when you watch him interact with fans and all that, as he is doing what he does with a glove or a bat. They have a superstar. The Yankees do, and Aaron Judge, 52 home runs for a rookie record. Ball one inside to Brian Mccann.
Well, and I can't think of too many players other than Jeter. I mean, look, New York's rich with history and championships. That guy, everybody knows about him, and just about everybody roots for him because of what you just said.
That's ball 2. Mccann hit just .212 against left-handed pitching this year. Did hit 8 home runs. of his 18 for the season. The 2 hits last night, finally broke through. His first one drove in the first run of the night. That missed inside to the surprise of Sanchez and Sabathia. They count 3-0. On deck is the switch hitting Marwin Gonzalez. Pitch walk to Mccann. Remember game 2 on the ball that Correa hit to right? So close.
Yeah, he just couldn't get back there that fast. That's what was impressive about this catch.
But tonight in game 7 got back there. Now we'll see if Marwin Gonzalez can make Sabathia and the Yankees pay for that 2-out walk to Mccann.
Astros are doing a good job early on, laying off the spin. It's one thing to say, hey, boys, we got to hunt the fastball, but your aggressive approach sometimes and just the stress and pressure can get you to get out of that game plan. So far, they've done a nice job eliminating that pitch.
Gonzalez was the Astros' top RBI guy in the regular season. Drove in 90. And that's why this lineup's so good. He's their top RBI man in their lineup. He has 90 RBIs, but they're the top run-producing lineup in baseball. That's how diverse and balanced they are. But so far in this postseason, Gonzalez, he had 2 RBIs in game 1 against the Red Sox in the division series, none since.
And you know, on the season, they were better on the road, and the Yankees shut them down on the road. So now they're going to have to rely on their home success.
Ball 2. Career high 23 home runs for Gonzalez this season. Fooled there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's that dead fish changeup or fastball, whatever you want to call it. It's a really good touch pitch. You see the grip, see the rotation. Only 6 miles an hour or thereabouts off of his fastball. The great arm action is what allows the hitter to not recognize that the pitch is not getting there as quickly. You've got to have so much commitment at this time and in this game and trust your stuff.
Breaking ball's fouled away.
You just can't be in between ever as a pitcher, but more importantly in a game like this, and I know it sounds cliche-ish, but you're really a hitter or 2 away from being taken out, and that would never happen in the regular season. But each pitcher tonight is trying to give his manager as much patience to go to the pen and not a reason to go to the pen sooner than they have to.
Pretty good battle here between Gonzalez and Sabathia. The Yankees bullpen is so deep. Joe Girardi said, for the most part, I want to stay away from using starters down there. He does have Sonny Gray available if he needs him. Different story with Houston.
Yeah.
We could see Mccullers, Keuchel could come out of that bullpen for A.J. Hinch.
McHugh.
Meanwhile at 2-2, Gonzalez. Breaking ball is floated into right center for a base hit. 2 on, 2 out. And the batter will be the hitless Josh Reddick.
There is a point where Josh Reddick wants to make a difference. He has not checked into the postseason yet in the hit column. He's been moved down to the 9th spot. No better opportunity than Game 7 to redeem yourself. Every player that gets in the position they're in, you find yourself pressing. Well, we'll see if Josh can check in this game.
Oh for 21 in this series. 2 RBIs this postseason that came against Boston.
And he's going to need a gapper-type hit to score Mccann. The line drive to the outfielder is very difficult to score. Bryant from second.
Strike 1 on a good breaking ball from Sabathia. Got under it, popped it up into shallow right. Judge has it. Aaron Judge made the play to start this inning over the wall in right. What a play. What a rookie. 3rd inning, Game 7, no score. Well, Aaron Judge looked like certainly took a home run away from Yuli Gurriel in the bottom of the 2nd. Game 7 goes into the 3rd. There is no score with Frazier, Headley, and Gardner, the hitters for Morton, who's been so good through 2. Breaking ball for a strike. Inside corner, strike 2.
Frazier definitely has a beef there. He's like, I can't cover both sides of the plate like that.
Shallow right center field. Coming to get it is Reddick. One away here in the third inning. Back in the first, we talked about Morton going to his mouth. And in essence going to the gum, the bubble gum in the front of his mouth with his fingers on his pitching hand. After the top of the second, Joe Girardi came out and talked to the home plate umpire. We believe about that. That's Mark Carlson, who then went over and talked to A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Astros. I'm having deja vu.
Yeah, and so basically after this pitch, I'll explain some things. Oh, they changed the rule. You can go to your mouth on the mound. Now, Joe said, what about the gum? I don't think you can go to the gum. And the purpose would be, just from general thinking, of getting a little bit more tackiness to be able to throw a baseball. So that's, I'm sure, what Joe was concerned about and has been addressed. But the going to the mouth's not an issue.
That's a strike on Headley. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's the substance of which he's able to go to that makes the difference.
And that's during the warm-up pitches before this third. 1 out, nobody on. That is hard hit. Altuve. Can Gurriel get to the bag? Out.
Well, it doesn't seem like a lot of defensive players are feeling the pressure. Some great plays already. And this is really into the shift. Altuve gets it, throws it in the dirt, but a good pickup. And the umpires are waiting to see if Joe wants to look at it. He'll probably realize he doesn't, and they'll play on. Look, this game's so big that I think the things that come into play that you hope don't cost a team is like beating the shift late in the game.
I think they're going to challenge this and make sure that Gurriel's foot was on the bag. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts over there, and Gurriel had to retreat after initially going for the ball, then had to find the bag. It looked like he found it and then may have slid off. And I think that's what the Yankees saw in their clubhouse, as this replay review is sponsored by WB Mason, and then that is communicated to Joe Girardi. Let's take another look at it.
Yeah, from this angle, it looked like he got it right. And the different angles that they're going to be able to look at will make this play determine as his foot slides off whether he had the spike touching it or not.
The crowd here is reacting to the ball, obviously beating Headley to the bag. But the question, I think, is did the right foot slide off?
It'll be up to different angles that they can get a look at.
This is a good angle here. Watch the right foot.
Is it touching the bag? Like, is it resting next to the bag? That's what they're going to have to determine. And again, when you have replay, whatever's called on the field, unless there is absolute perfect evidence to overturn it, they'll stay with that call.
And they're staying with it. Meanwhile, what a play by both Altuve and Gurriel.
Yeah, harder play on Gurriel because he has to read the ball off the bat, and as soon as he goes for it, then he has to know, uh-oh, my teammate's right behind me, get back to the bag.
One thing I want to just further, just about the point with Morton going to the mouth and the gum, and when I said having deja vu, it takes me back to 2006. Game 2, the Detroit Tigers at home against St. Louis, and Kenny Rogers with an obvious patch of pine tar or sticky substance on his pitching hand. And we highlighted it during that game. I mean, he's got 40+ high-definition cameras pointed in his direction. Really not making a big secret about it. And that became a thing between the Cardinals and the Tigers in '06. Both sides were warned about it. You know this better than I. A lot of teams won't complain because their own guys do it, especially when it's colder in October. You want a grip of the baseball. That's why they use pine tar or some sort of substance, and hitters don't mind that.
Correct. And I'll further that by saying some things that, contrary to popular belief, 1-1 to Gardner. It may sound that it's just coming from a pitcher, but if anyone tells you that pine tar makes the ball move, they have never pitched. If they'll tell you it gives you a better grip, then it's accurate. And to your point, in those conditions, the only way you're going to complain is if you feel like your pitcher is not having the same success benefiting it.
Here's a 2-1 to Gardner with 2 out. That's up and away, 3-1.
But I've had people that have no idea what they're talking about telling me, well, you can't tell me that the ball doesn't move if you've got pine tar. Well, I am telling you it doesn't move. It's not unnatural movement, unlike a spitter or a foreign substance like Vaseline that will cause it to do unnatural things.
3-1. Full count with Judge on deck. During the delay, because of the review, Charlie Morton came in and discussed, you have to believe, that issue with home plate umpire Mark Carlson, with Mccann listening in. (3-2) to Gardner. That grounder is up the middle, stabbed by Altuve. And 2 good plays by Altuve in the 3rd. And 3 shutout innings put up by Charlie Morton in Game 7. Fun night starting. Well, who knows how many twists and turns this game will take before the end of the night. Right now, no score. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Top of the order for Houston. George Springer singled into center his first time, but then 3 ground ball outs followed. Sabathia pitched around a 2-out walk and a hit in the second. Two and 0. Springer hit 34 home runs during the regular season. Hits it hard, but right at Frazier. One away. Our Volkswagen Atlas road to the postseason for CC Sabathia. And his time with the Yankees, which started in 2009. And there's his career regular season record. At the bottom, what he's done in the postseason, 8-2. He was the 09 ALCS MVP. And after a Yankees loss this year, 13 starts, a 10-0 record, an ERA of 1.69. He's the guy they want on the mound, and he has gone scoreless through 2 1/3.
Yeah, and each pitcher's doing it a different way, and CC has what he has and has learned to pitch without velocity.
Bregman takes a ball.
And so what he's going to do is he's going to try to move it around, work the count, and try to outguess the Houston hitters.
What wasn't in that graphic is what CC went through in 2015 when he was away from the ball club at the end of the year. Yankees had made the postseason. They lost to the Houston Astros in the wild card game, and CC admitted that he was battling an addiction to alcohol. He went, took care of that. We talked to Joe Girardi about how proud he is of CC Sabathia. And he said he just loves the man for the kind of dad he is, the husband he is, the leader he is in the clubhouse, and the right guy to take the ball for a winner-take-all Game 7. 2-1 pitch. That's dropped by Castro to first, too late. Castro had him played perfectly, went up to get it, in and out of his glove.
He jumped so high that the ball ended up coming down a little bit lower than he anticipated. Probably caught him more in the heel than in the webbing, and that's exactly what it did. Right in the heel, bounced out, and then trying to recognize and get it in time to throw to first. The speed of Bregman beats it out.
Third base hit of the night, and that's what it goes down as, a base hit instead of an error on a ball that definitely could have been caught, maybe should have been caught. Now a ball down and into Altuve. But it is a hit for Bregman, his 4th of this ALCS. Altuve bounced out to third his first time up.
So early on, and you're seeing CC he's not fazed by it, but early on the Astros are putting more pressure on CC. And that's what it takes in this type of game. Just something to crack, some kind of, in the Astros' favor, they would like to get the lead, especially here at home. For the Yankees, they want to keep it tight getting into the 5th inning, and then Joe's got it from there, I would think, with his pen.
Two and 1 on Altuve.
So for CC, he really doesn't want to throw that pitch for strikes if he doesn't have to, because if he does have to, it's got to get more in the zone. And why the Astros already have laid off of it has made it more hittable counts already. CC's hoping they expand the zone and swing at that pitch.
Here's a 2-1, way outside, ball 3.
Now for AJ, 3-1 hittable count. His MVP's at the plate. Do you send Bregman? Or are you worried about how bad Altuve wants to hit and swinging at anything close?
That's ball 4 to put 2 on. More out of the strike zone than in it so far for Sabathia.
And that was the pressure he had on him, right? Be able to pitch to the corners. Well, pitching to the corners in Game 7, a lot of pressure on home plate umpire as well as the players. And the discipline of the Astros that got him to this point is showing up the last 2 games at home. It showed up against a great performance of Severino, and certainly here now in Game 7.
Here's Carlos Correa. Two on, 1 out. Ball 1. And Sanchez wants to talk or slow down Sabathia. So while they talk, we'll tell you that those are just some of the members of Team Rubicon enjoying a well-deserved night off. Team Rubicon has deployed over 2,000 men and women from around the country to assist in the Hurricane Harvey recovery effort. And now you can support them by tweeting #HR, the number 4HR. Members of the team are wearing the red caps, hats, the gray shirts. Glad they're with us tonight. Thank them for all they've done. Correa didn't agree.
See, that's it. That's the side of the plate CC really wants to get, and that was better after the meeting. Bearing it inside. Close enough, maybe. I don't know.
'23-year-old shortstop Carlos Correa takes down and in. 2-1.
Yankees are going to get some action in the pen now. It's one of those games, again, you're going to read your starting pitcher, and you're going to want to try to keep the game well in hand. Looks like Canely starting to get loose.
Left side, Gregorius gets the out at second. And a good play by Starlin Castro on that bouncer in from Gregorius. 2 out.
That was a really good play. At first, I thought Didi was going to go to third. It's a shorter throw, and actually he goes to second. Watch right here. I thought he had him at third, but then he made a more difficult play, and it short hops Castro, and he does everything he can to smother it. Todd Frazier reads the play, saying, I got to make sure I'm at third, but Didi went to second. Well, the Yankees have been in this series with 2 outs and have exploited the Astros with 2 out runs. Not as much for the Astros.
Batter is Gurriel. First and third. Strike 1. Yankees have hit .299 in this series with 2 out and have scored 13 of their 22 runs. It's a storyline. The Astros have not had that kind of success. You see what Gurriel did this season. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. He's got a runner at third. That's Bregman. Runner at first, Correa. Left side, Frazier ends the inning. And the 37-year-old CC Sabathia gets around that play at second in the walk. Aaron Judge coming up for New York as Game 7 goes into the 4th. No score. Fourth inning of a scoreless Game 7. Aaron Judge first up. Bounced out to third his first time. Left side. Correa. One out. Judge involved in this play and right. StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services. That was against Gurriel to start the second. Covered 58 feet, then 6-7 plus went up to grab it. And as you said, somehow able to keep that glove on his left hand as he slammed into the wall.
Yeah, he loses that glove. He doesn't get credit for an out.
Oh for 2 with the bat. Here is Didi Gregorius.
You're sitting at home and you follow the Yankees. You're probably wondering, what are they doing? They're supposed to work the count, get into the pen of the Astros. Well, yes and no. The idea that a lot of the first pitch have been strikes and he's attacking the hitters. They're trying to attack Morton and take advantage of some fastballs, and it just has not worked out so far for the Yankees. And that's why Morton's here in the fourth inning with success.
Manager A.J. Hinch, when they were leaving the stadium last night, told Charlie Morton, don't worry about the 6th inning, 7th inning. Give me what you've got for as long as you've got it. And we've got guys to back you up. Well, he has been dominant, allowed only 1 hit. And he's 0-2 on Gregorius. Strikeout number 4.
I'm going to tell you, the hardest thing that Charlie Morton had to deal with was the game he pitched in New York. He actually pitched a great game. But if you look at his numbers and you look at this breaking ball, they were deceiving because he gave up a lot of runs. We talked about that home run that Frazier hit, but a lot of soft contact and untimely hits led to his demise. Well, he's doing what his manager has asked, and he is basically taking each hitter and saying, I'm going to deal with this with the best stuff that I have for as long as I can.
Gary Sanchez has the Yankees' only hit. And he bounced one through a wide open right side of the infield. How about that? First pitch strikes 11 of 13. That is a recipe for success.
You're talking about a guy, Joe, that has changed the way he pitches. Nobody gets more ground balls. I mean, he's in a higher percentage of ground balls, but he did it with a sinker curveball combination. Now here in Houston, a 4-seam power fastball, and trying to get more swings and misses, trying to pitch away from contact. In Pittsburgh, they wanted him pitching to contact.
Two out. 1-1. Coming into this season, Charlie Morton was 46-71 with an ERA over 4.5. There was some snickering around baseball. And the Astros identified him for a 2-year, $14 million deal. And they won 14 games during the regular season. Here he is starting Game 7, and he is through 4 scoreless innings. Mccann, Gonzalez coming up for Houston. No score. back to the ALCS, presented by Camping World on FS1. Bottom of the 4th inning, no score, and Sabathia steps off with Evan Gattis about to step back in.
Well, CeCe's had to work really hard, but he's doing the job. He's had stress in every inning. The Astros want to continue that.
Strike one. You look at the numbers, and along with what you see on the screen, so far the Astros are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Chased it, strike 2.
There's the area. You just got to go there. Easier said than done under the pressure. Each team's looking for that moment. This moment to crack the scoreboard and get their team closer to what they hope to be a World Series appearance. And the fans here, they are so pumped up, wanting the same thing.
This series, all the games in Houston have been scoreless through 3.5. First couple of games, the Astros broke through in the bottom of this 4th as Gattis just got a piece.
And as I mentioned, the hardest read for a manager is going to be, let's just say it's 0-0 through 5. You know, what do you do? How do you judge when to take out your pitcher because of the guys that are waiting in the pen? And that's why Game 7's so scrutinized and so difficult to manage.
For those two tonight, Hinch, Girardi. 1-2. That's foul. Again, one theme that's run through this series is the strength of the Yankees bullpen compared to Houston, but Houston's bullpen's different tonight because they have Keuchel if they want to go to their outstanding left-hander. They have Lance McCullers Jr. They have McHugh if they want to go that direction. So more options for Hinch. As Gattis fouls it back here.
CeCe trying to climb the ladder, and Gattis trying to tell himself, stay down, stay down. But you have about 0.1 seconds to make up your mind as a hitter. Once it comes out of the pitcher's hand, to recognize whether that's a pitch you want to go after or not.
Gattis hitless in this series. Oh, no. Tried to check his swing, and he did. 2-2.
It's a guy that has broke his bat check swinging, by the way, if you want to know how strong he can be. No batting gloves, one of the rare guys. Not a lot of guys have no batting gloves. Doesn't matter what the temperature is either.
Unfinished handle on that bat too. About as simple as it gets for Gattis, and when he connects, they go a long way. 2-2. That's into left center field. When he connects, they go a long way. 1-0 Houston in the 4th.
Well, that was a changeup, and that changeup's not supposed to be up. Actually, that was a slider, and that slider was up, and that's a bat speed type slider. You see how the ball didn't have the tilt and or the break, and that allowed Gattis to catch up. Bad slider, recipe for a home run.
So just the second hit from a DH in this ALCS, and it is big. A leadoff home run here in the 4th inning. Now a 1-0 pitch to Mccann. That is 6 pitches to Mccann, and all 6 have missed. From Sabathia, Mccann walked in the 2nd, up on the count here, 2-0. Strike 1. And again, it's the bottom of the fourth inning that the Astros break through. This time it's Gaddis. First two games it was Correa with the RBIs. 2-1. 2-2.
And for CC, you just stay patient. One run's not going to beat your team. That's what you tell yourself. The homer, you don't like giving them up, but as long as it's a solo home run and you keep your team right in that situation, you keep the pressure on the other team as well, knowing one is not enough.
Full count on Mccann. Second walk to Mccann.
Well, CC had him chasing up the entire time with fastballs, but the problem is that was a high slider. And that allows you to connect and catch up with your bat speed and do things like that.
They stir again in the Yankee bullpen. Nobody up yet. As Mccann is aboard with nobody out, a run home and Marwin Gonzalez at the plate. Strike one. Canely was up earlier, and there he is again.
It's the other hard part for relievers, the amount of times you get up and have to prepare to get hot. You cannot guess. You can't take your time. So every time you get up and get hot and don't get in the game, that reduces your effectiveness at this time of the year.
That is foul down the line. 0-2 on Gonzalez. The home run by Gaddis is the first home run by a DH in the entire postseason. For any team, any DH. That was the 116th at bat by a DH in the 2017 postseason.
Wow, how the roles of the DH have changed.
The Yankee DH is hitting 9th. The Astros DH hit 6th and just went deep. Left side, Gregorius. They get one. Can't get both. Mccann erased and Gonzalez on with one out. The ALCS on FS1 is presented by Camping World, America's #1 RV retailer since 1966. And is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Steal a Base, Steal a Taco, only at Taco Bell. Now Reddick will fly out with 2 on to end the second, his first time.
Josh Reddick. Averages against right-handed and left-handers in the regular season did not matter. It was the same. The one thing, not power, right? He only hit 1 home run off of the left-handers, the power numbers. But in this series, he just looks like he's in between. and not seeing and recognizing pitches, and obviously frustrated.
There's his first hit. Two on, one out. Springer coming up. And we'll see if Girardi is going to go to the pen.
Well, this will help a little bit, right? This has been a frustrating scenario, and he gets there. Watch him look at his bench right here. If we get to see it, that angle won't see it. He looks at the bench and goes, finally.
Sabathia gets into the fourth. Leaves with two on, one out. Springer coming up. Canely coming in. In 29 years, and now they're waiting to take on the winner of tonight's game. The World Series starts Tuesday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific from Dodger Stadium. Only on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. You look at the numbers for Los Angeles and what they've done this postseason, outscoring their opponents 48-19. The bullpen lights out. Kenley Jansen at the end, but he's not the only one down there that can bring it. If you read the lips of Sabathia as he made his way off the mound here in this fourth inning, he said, "My bad, fellas." And now he and the Yankees turn to this deep bullpen. First out of it is Tommy Canely.
Yeah, and the goal is to keep it right here, obviously, because they can shut a game down out of the bullpen.
That might be two. Gregorius to Castro, got them both. And after all that, the Astros get just a run. Canely throws one pitch, and that sends Game 7 into the fifth. Houston on top, 1-0. more this postseason as T-Mobile is guaranteeing at least $1 million for hurricane recovery efforts with every home run hit, worth $10,000. Help break $1 million by including hashtag HR4HR in your tweet. T-Mobile will donate an additional $1 each time. Evan Gattis chips in. Goes deep, 1-0 Houston, top of the 5th. Bird, Castro, Hicks against Charlie Morton. A big difference with his stuff, the results compared to game 3. That's into the corner off the bat of Bird. And Greg Bird is going to dig for second. Throw there is too late. Bird's got a double. First extra base hit of the night for New York.
Well, this game plan that has helped Charlie Morton to this point. 36 pitches coming in, but an aggressive style for the Yankees. Unlike him, but their style and approach tonight is we're going to attack. We're going to attack early. Only one batter has seen more than 4 pitches in any plate appearance, and that was Gardner in the 3rd inning.
Here's Castro. Ball 1 high. Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, this is the danger zone with Charlie Morton. His performance declined dramatically his 2nd and 3rd time through the order this season. He's about halfway through the 2nd time. The Astros have been banking outs behind him, but they'll be watching him carefully right now.
Tying run at second with nobody out. Oh, 2-0. Nobody up right now for Houston in their bullpen. Joe Girardi has said it multiple times. This team just doesn't like to do it the easy way. They battled in the AL East. They lost the division by 2 games to Boston. They had to play the wild card game. They got behind in that game. Came back and won. They got down 2-0 in a best-of-5 series against the Indians and won 3 straight, including game 5 on the road. They got up in this series 3-2 after winning all 3 games at home, but lost last night. And now they trail in game 7, 1-0. A young team, but somehow tested through this specific postseason.
But I can assure you this, whoever is not fortunate enough to win this game, their team, the losing team, and both these teams for the most part, they're going to be back. Both these teams are built for a nice run in the next 3 years.
Castro, 2-1 the count. That's a foul ball. Sanchez. Yeah, the Astros are, well, they were aiming for 2017 and it happened, and they're 1 win away from the World Series. The Yankees maybe a little ahead of schedule, but they are loaded with talent at the big league level and in the minor leagues.
Now for Charlie Morton right here, he would love a swing and a miss. If nothing else, he wants Castro to pull the baseball and get it out and not allow Bird to get to 3rd with less than 2 outs.
He went, struck him out, 1 away.
That was one of the better sliders of the night. He's got the curveball and he's got a tighter slider, and you just can't hold up on a pitch like that. So difficult for Castro because he sees it out of the hand as, oh, that's going to be a strike, and then it ends up a ball.
Well, the Astros are getting great work from Charlie Morton. The Yankees are asking for something out of Aaron Hicks. 2 for 23 in this series without an RBI. Bird does not have great foot speed out at second base, so that's a big deal to not advance him. A strikeout by Castro. 2-0.
Three great pitches and three great takes. As a hitter with a base open and Frazier on deck as a right-hander, Charlie was hoping that Hicks would get aggressive, and he hasn't. So you can't give in to the 3-0 count here, that's for sure.
See if Hicks cuts it loose on 3-0, and now Mccann is summoned to the halfway spot between the mound and the plate. Pretty good indication of what A.J. Hinch and Brent Strom think of the pitching of Charlie Morton, that nobody's even up in their bullpen. And right as I say that, somebody just stood up out there. We'll see if they start to get loose. Will Harris. .3-0 pitch to Hicks. That's going to get away, and Bird goes to third on the ball to Hicks to send him to first with a walk. So now Todd Frazier, and we give you StatCast against Morton in Game 3, flipping it out to right. StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services. And then the ball he hit last night off Verlander with 2 on in a 3-0 game that traveled 408 feet. You got that into right to left, and this 400+ foot shot to deep left center that stays in the park.
Yeah, this series could have easily swung differently when you think about those two swings. The 3-run homer propelled the Yankees to turn the series around, and then last night it looked like the Yankees were in position with that home run, but it didn't, because it went to the deepest part of the park.
It's a wild pitch on that ball 4. You send Bird to third, tying run. Runner at first is Hicks. Ball 1 to Frazier.
Now the Yankees have put some stress on Morton. Up until this point, it's been pretty stress-free.
Good fastball at 96, strike 1. We've said it plenty of times. Todd Frazier from Toms River, New Jersey, a Little League World Series hero, traded to the Yankees from the White Sox in July. What an opportunity he has in front of him here. And he chops one to third. Bird to the plate. The throw home is in time. Got him. 2 out. What a play by Bregman.
What a play by Mccann. I thought this was a bad decision live, but the throw was so perfect. And McCann's ability to catch the ball right at the point of his foot. This is unreal. There's no way they're going to turn 2, so Bregman takes a chance. And to this point, the chance paid off. Wow.
Perfect throw that leads the glove right into the left foot of Greg Bird. Just a brilliant defensive play by Bregman and Mccann. And now it's 2 on, 2 out, and the Astros maintain their lead.
Wow, I mean, that is split-second stuff. And the only way you can make that play is you got to pre-think about it and play it in your head. And as soon as it was chopped, he knew exactly what to do, but he had to make a perfect throw, and he did.
It's the second time Bird's been thrown out at the plate in this ALCS. Now Hedlund. Strike 1.
Yeah, you talked about the foot speed, and no one can blame Bird. He's coming off of that injury. So you know he was going on the crack of the bat and giving it his best effort.
Headley trying to save this inning for New York. Well, he has seen a steady diet of back foot breaking balls in this series against Houston pitching.
And he's done a great job staying off of them for the most part since he's gotten hot. Staying up the middle with the fastball and looking for one breaking ball that hangs.
Strike two.
He's letting him know he doesn't think that's a strike. And that great changeup movement. Mccann does a nice job with the presentation, but Headley telling the umpire it's low.
Charlie Morton trying to pitch around a leadoff double in this fifth. There's that pitch again, taken down and in, 2-2. Headley steps out. For the last 4 games, Chase Headley is 7 out of 13 as he stands in there now with a tying run at second. To the right side, Altuve, a long way to go. Gets it, throws it, got it. Charlie Morton through 5 shutout innings. A play at the plate with Bregman and Mccann. And this keeps the lead in Game 7. The veteran, Mccann, on the throw by Bregman. Still 1-0. Along with our producer Pete Mccann, our director Matt Gangle, we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. Astros bat 2, 3, and 4 hitters against Canely, who threw one pitch and got a double play to get out of trouble in the 4th. We've seen 2 terrific defensive plays. The catch by Judge and Wright in the 2nd, and the guy at the plate got the short hop and fired an absolutely perfect throw to Mccann, who was there for the tag to keep the Yankees off the board in the top of this 5th.
I'm just telling you, to have a poise in a game 7. Remember I said earlier, some things and some plays make you do uncharacteristic things. Well, that's baseball IQ right there by Bregman, and a trust he was going to make a play under the gun. That inning could have gone really bad if that play's not made.
Bregman pops it up. Hicks. 1 out. Charlie Morton getting the congratulations in the dugout. What a night. I mean, this is as much or more than A.J. Hinch could have hoped for. 2 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. And he gave the Astros 5 innings tonight.
Yeah, both pitchers did. They battled, and of course Morton getting through 5. CC almost, but a 1-0 game. You couldn't ask for either manager. Couldn't ask for a better scenario in the confidence of their clubs. Meaning the Yankees have more confidence in their bullpen, and Joe thinks that he's in a great position. Well, for AJ, he just got through hurdle number 1. His starter went 5. Looks like they might turn it over to another starter. Mccullers.
He's been getting ready. He got up late in the top of this 5th. That's outside for a ball to Altuve. Top of the order will bat for New York in the 6th. So maybe not wanting Charlie Morton to go through this lineup a 3rd time. The change will be made. McCullers was outstanding in game 4. Here's a 1-1. High drive to right at the wall. Goodbye. 2-0. Altuve. He pulled one into the seats and left last night. He goes up and pops one over the wall and right tonight. His 5th of this postseason. Base hit by Correa. And the #1 offense in baseball. The Houston Astros have been looking like the #1 offense in baseball the last 2 games.
He might be little, but he plays big. And he can hit a high fastball with the best of them. And this ballpark, tailor-made for a lot of hitters, especially what the Astros have compiled in their lineup. No place like home, I guess.
And now with 1-on-1 out, Yuli Gurriel. Big hole on the right side of the infield for Gurriel as they hold against Correa. Almost hit one out to right, but was robbed by Judge back in the second.
You know, there has been so many swings, so many great plays, and I don't mean swings at the plate, momentum swings. We talk about what the Yankees did to the Astros offense in their ballpark. Now you have to be a little concerned because what the Astros have done to the Yankees offense in this ballpark has been significant.
That's outside, ball one.
1 run, game 1. 1 run, game 2. 1 run, game 6.
Strike 2 on Gurriel. The 1-2 from Cantley is upstairs. Tom, give us more on the Altuve home run.
Well, I think Altuve is probably the world's greatest fastball hitter, and I think the Yankees learned that early in the series. 100 miles an hour from Chapman base hit, Green 97 base hit. And you see with Cantley, that's actually up in the zone, and it stayed away with off-speed pitches on Altuve, but you can't get a fastball by this guy, one of the best hitters in baseball at velocity, especially extreme velocity.
Hit 451 on pitches 95 miles per hour and up between the regular season and postseason, #1 in baseball. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Cantley to Gurriel. At the moment, nobody is warming up for the Yankees in their bullpen.
Gurriel has dominated right-handed pitching all year. Reverse splits.
Correa at first is going. Pitch, ground ball, base hit to right, and Correa will end up at third.
They're doing a great job on this changeup in this inning. Staying on it, going the other way. And Correa doing a good job by not getting hit by that ball. And right now, great time for Larry Rothschild to kind of reset here for Cantley to get out of this jam.
He's got Evan Gattis coming up, who homered his last time. First and third, 1 out. And Adam Warren, the right-hander, getting loose. While they talk on the mound, we'll talk at you about play ball. It's MLB's initiative to inspire all forms of baseball and softball participation, making play opportunities available and fun for everyone. To learn more, go to playball.org. And now here in the 5th inning. We will welcome you inside our broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer. And this has really gone according to plan. Best case scenario for the Houston Astros.
Yeah, it really is. And when you think about what Charlie Morton previously had to endure, what he's done, AJ's got to be ecstatic. Now, there's a lot of game left. And the Yankees have shown their ability to come back. And with the long ball, they can limit the damage here. They're right in the game as well.
Gaddis, strike one. Homered leading off the 4th inning against Sabathia. One for 2. Now facing Canely. Infielders looking for a double play ball. About halfway.
Canely came into the game in a tough situation. One pitch, got a ground ball to Didi. But the Yankees are playing it kind of halfway. A little surprising because Gaddis doesn't have a ton of speed, but they're going to let the speed of the bat determine which kind of play the middle infielders are going to make.
Lead runners Correa at 3rd, Gurriel at 1st. 1 out, 1-1. Strike 2. Canely has strikeout stuff. Gaddis trying to put it in play, and we showed you these Yankee infielders shortened up. Still in a position where they could turn 2.
High fastball. But with the changeup, he's vulnerable upstairs, and with the velocity that Canely has, he could definitely entice Gaddis to think it's a hittable pitch.
Time called at the plate. Strike 3 call. And a big strikeout for Canely. Trying to keep this a 2-run game. 1st and 3rd, 2 out.
Huge strikeout. And he went with the fastball and caught it down the middle, but a little bit low in a perfect spot. And of course, Gaddis couldn't pull the trigger on it. The velocity 1 out.
That's the first strikeout of a Houston hitter tonight. Now Brian Mccann, who walked twice against the lefty Sabathia.
Mccann seeing a lot better, takes a lot of first pitch. Will he come out of the gate swinging here on the first pitch?
Yes, and he comes up empty.
And you can tell by the pitch selection, the changeup, they were not going to assume that that's what he was going to do and take. Great pitch and a good result.
The Astros lead 2-0, but they have already left 6. They've had opportunities to bust this thing open, and now Mccann has his chance with runners at the corners, 2 out.
I'm telling you, the Yankees are fine with 2 solo home runs to this point. They still believe that their advantage comes from this point on in the pen, out of the pen, with what the Astros are going to go with versus what the Yankees can go with.
Oh. 2-1.
The Astros, as you mentioned, have put a lot of pressure on the pitchers for the Yankees, creating opportunities every inning, it seems, waiting for that breakout hit to break it open.
See how good Canely has been this postseason. Tonight, the Astros get him for at least one, have a chance for more. The 2-1. On the corner and a 2-2 count. They'll bring him to the plate. Throw home by Castro. Not in time. 4-0 Houston. Mccann, who was with the Yankees for 3 years, traded to Houston, delivers here in the 5th with a 2-run double. The Astros lead is 4. Canely taken out. The Astros put up 7 runs on 8 hits last night. They have 4 runs on 9 hits tonight. And John, they have put together really good at bats against Sabathia, then Canely, and now it's Adam Warren into the game.
Yeah, Warren's hoping to keep it right there. Let the offense start to go to work for the Yankees.
Marwin Gonzalez gets to turn around and bat left-handed, takes a strike. Mccann with 2 hits last night. The veteran catcher with 2 walks and a 2-out, 2-run double here in Game 7.
Well, 5 straight changeups to Mccann. The first one was a swing and miss, and then this one he didn't miss. And he hit it, and it stayed in the ballpark. Why is that huge? Well, because it allowed the runner from first to round the bases. Nolan Ryan certainly impressed by that. And Mccann with the big hit to create gap for the Astros.
7th man to bat in the inning is Gonzalez. It's a lot of changeups from a guy who's got great velocity and canely.
Yeah, and that's going to be, you know, one of the things that you feel you're committed to make pitches. Sometimes you get tricked into thinking every one of them will work. But Mccann basically sold out for inner half and changeup and didn't miss it and kept it fair. "17 of the 25 pitches Canely threw tonight were changeups." And that's a little bit of the fear factor of how good of a fastball hitting team the Astros are.
And now Sanchez and Warren can't get together on what to throw. So Sanchez out to talk. The emergence of Gary Sanchez at the end of last year when he had that monster August allowed the Yankees the freedom to trade away Brian Mccann, and here he is for the Astros. A couple of big hits last night. A huge one here with 2 out tonight.
Well, you know deep down inside what he's thinking.
That's ball 1.
He's like, he understands it, but he's hoping he gets to move on, and that hit could be a big part of it as the rest of this game unfolds. Now a long rest for Mccullers. He has thrown, sat down, waited. Now he's throwing again. But he'll take that long rest to know he's got 4 runs now to work with.
Taking it to the bag is Bird. And the inning is over, but damage is done, and it's Altuve who got it started with a 1-out home run into right. He always seems to be in the middle of it for Houston. It's 4-0 Astros after 5 in Game 7. fifth. It's 4-0. Altuve and Mccann. Top of the order for New York against Lance McCullers Jr., who got the start in Game 4. Outside corner for a strike, and in that game, John, he got into the 7th inning. 6+, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, the home run to Judge, and that was the end of his night. And at that point, he was leading 4-0 before the home run. Yankees came back and won. That is into left. Gardner is on to start the inning as Gonzalez gets it back into the infield. That's how the 6th inning begins against Lance McCullers.
Well, he sat for 23 minutes, so that's part of it. But if you're wondering what's the biggest comeback in Game 7 history, it's 4. And it was the Yankees. And Boone's big home run against the Red Sox. So the Yankees are definitely not out at all with their offense. And all they got to do is chip away and look for that one big swing as well.
Gardner, by the way, just picked up his 4th hit of this LCS as Aaron Judge stands in. Last time McCullers faced Judge, Judge went deep to center. Strike 1. Came right after him.
McCullers is known for his power breaking ball. Not only known for it, he throws it about as hard as anybody. And he throws it a lot. Now on short rest coming out of the pen. That's his go-to pitch. Will it be as sharp?
That's fouled away, strike 2. 2nd relief appearance for McCullers. 2nd time he has done it in this postseason. Had a bat back. Was an all-star. And just started to round back into form by the end of the year.
Well, he better make a better breaking ball than he just did to Judge.
Is foul outside third. Yankees offense for this series here in Houston. 32 innings. They put up 3 runs. They've lost 2 guys at the plate. Actually, the same guy twice. And it took a perfect play and throw from Bregman and tag from Mccann to get Bird last inning to keep the lead. And then the Astros tacked on 3 more, lead 4-0. Popped up on the infield, foul ground for Bregman. Judge 0 for 3. A game summary brought to you by Budweiser. Evan Gattis with the first RBI and a solo shot in the 4th. Jose Altuve went deep in the 5th, the first of 3 runs in the inning, the other 2 scoring on a 2-out 2-run double by Mccann. And here's the defensive play in the top of the 5th on a ball hit by Frazier. If that throw, John, is anywhere else, Bird's safe. That's how good that play was.
Absolutely, and they couldn't afford to short hop it, so he threw it at the height that was perfect enough for Mccann to get a glove and go right to the spike of Bird.
Strike 1 on Gregorius.
So this is what I've learned to like about this version of the Yankees. They're young and they don't know a lot about history, which has been a good thing, because you know what? They were done in everybody's eyes with the Indians down 0-2. They didn't pay attention to it. They came and won. They were basically done down 2-0 and had to know that they were going to face Keuchel and Verlander again. They didn't pay attention to it. They're here in Game 7. They're not done in this game.
That is a foul ball. Good play by Gurriel, but a foul ball. Strike 2 on Gregorius.
Great play for maybe a guy they didn't know what position he was going to be for them.
Played on the left side of the infield, third baseman primarily in Cuba. 33-year-old rookie. And he was in the middle of that 3-run rally in the bottom of the 5th with a big base hit to right. Gregorius with 3 postseason home runs, 28 total for the year. Good job laying off that pitch. 2-2.
There it is. So much break and so firm. Indeed, he just could not make contact.
Now Gary Sanchez, who has a base hit through the right side, beat the shift in the 2nd, lined out in the 4th. 5 for 24 with a home run in this series. That is to 3rd. Bregman, the short route. Inning over. A leadoff hit. Mccullers gets around it. And Game 7 goes into the bottom of the 6th inning. As the Yankees may want to look at this one more time. And they won't. Altuve got his foot on the bag. Throw beats him, and he just got there. 4-0 Houston, bottom of the 6th inning in Game 7. Welcome back to the ALCS presented by Camping World on FS1. Bottom of the 6th inning in a 4-run game. It's 4-0 Houston. Strike 1 to Reddick.
We talked about the left-handed lineup for the Astros had to start getting going. Only 5 hits. Hard to believe coming into this game out of left-handers. 2 big ones. And tonight, 1 with Reddick, and obviously the one by Brian Mccann, the double that added 2 more runs.
As far as hitters are concerned, in the 4 games so far in Houston in this series, the Yankees have struck out 43 times. The Astros just 17. That's out of play. Adam Warren closed out the 5th inning. Left side. Tricky hop, and Frazier stays with it. 1 out. Tomorrow on Fox, a full slate of games headlined by Drew Brees and the Saints taking on the Packers and the Cowboys at the 49ers. Check local listings for the game in your area. With 1 out, back to the top of the order, and George Springer.
Looking to get his swing back on track. Monster first half. Some injuries in the second half. The second half not as good. Only 7 home runs in the second half.
0-1. Popped up, straight up. Gary Pettis, who's wearing a microphone, watches Todd Frazier pull that one in. 2 out. There's Gary. Here's a little snippet in the life of a third base coach.
This is a play where you have to read it. If it's a slow roller up there and you can beat him in there and you can score, you can go. But one right here where they're not going to turn to, you don't have to go.
Thanks to Gary for wearing the microphone. That last part on the 2-out 2-run double by Mccann, and now a ball down to the number 2 hitter Alex Bregman.
Talking to third base coaches, a lot of stress on plays like that. When to send a guy, split-second decisions. Never want to be talked about as a third base coach, is what they'll tell you.
Gary, a longtime American leaguer with the then named California Angels, Detroit, Texas, short while in San Diego, and then ended in Detroit back in 1992. He was there to cheer on Gurriel, who scored behind Correa on that double by Mccann last inning. 5-time Gold Glove Award winner was Gary Pettis. 2-1. 2-2. David Robertson getting loose. The Yankees in the 7th will have Bird, Castro, and Hicks. Only 3 hits tonight for New York. 2-2. Into center for Hicks. That sends Game 7 into inning 7. Yankees coming up as they trail by 4. Jackets, sombreros, and more. Celebrate your favorite team with the latest postseason gear at MLBshop.com. 7th inning, getting late. Yankees have only their 3 hits. Charlie Morton outstanding in his start. Now Mccullers for his 2nd inning. Ball 1 high to Greg Bird. Bird led off the 5th inning with a double. He came to the plate on a ground ball hit to third by Todd Frazier, was thrown out. And he flies one here into the air in left center field. Back at the wall. It is caught for the out. Springer, his 2nd leaping catch of the series.
And he caught it over his teammate. It's so loud in here. He's yelling, I got it. Great athlete, goes higher and gets it done. Oh my. He's got to travel a long way for this.
And then the reaction from Greg Bird, like the reaction by Todd Frazier last night. A leaping grab in just about the same area, maybe a little more toward straightaway left field on the ball hit by Frazier last night.
And he's telling him, I got this, move over.
Castro checked his swing.
You know, as short as it plays down left field and right field, there's a ton of room. in the gaps in center field, and such an athletic center fielder could have a field day here. Of course, there's no more hill to worry with, but there's all kinds of angles and all kinds of issues, but not for Springer.
Strike 2 on Castro from Mccullers. Five strong by Morton, 2 hits. Houston starters at home this postseason, 6 starts, a 5-0 record coming into tonight. Right now Morton on the receiving end of this 4-0 score and in line for a win if they hang on. An ERA of 0.91. So the starting rotation has been outstanding for A.J. Hinch this postseason at home. Verlander and Keuchel against the Red Sox. Keuchel, Verlander 2 times, and now Morton against the Yankees. 46 strikeouts, 9 walks, no home runs allowed. And again, an ERA under 1.
Yeah, he definitely felt comfortable against this team. Spinning the baseball.
2-2. Castro strikes out.
Well, last night, this was a tense moment. Off of Verlander, that ball's crushed. But almost in a different way. He's able to get up there, judge it, get it. The difference is, tonight he had to deal with a teammate. Teammate thinks he's got it. The teammate's not going to jump, but here comes Springer dunking over him.
Two out, nobody on, and Aaron Hicks at the plate. Strike 1 from Mccullers. Mccullers was 7-2 with an ERA just over 3, with 106 strikeouts before the All-Star break. He was an American League All-Star. Twice on the disabled list with a bad back. Big time weapon out of the bullpen here tonight. The count 1-2.
Well, as a starter on the year, he loved pitching with the lead. Who doesn't? Behind, he had an 8.54 ERA. He's a rhythm pitcher. He loves to get it and go, and as we talked about, he loves his breaking ball.
Yankees trying to find anything to feel better about this situation in Game 7. Hicks chops it to the right side. The flip for the out. Time to stretch with Jose Altuve coming up for Houston. What a player on baseball's grandest stage. Homered last night. He's homered tonight. Astros up by 4. Little Beck for you off his new album, Colors. It is a great album, in my humble opinion. Game 1 of the World Series coming up on Tuesday night. 7:30 Eastern on Fox. The winner of this game at the Dodgers, who are in the World Series for the first time since 1988. It's also streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Home runs mean more this postseason as T-Mobile is guaranteeing at least $1 million for hurricane recovery efforts, with every home run hit worth $10,000. David Robertson, whoa, that one up and into Altuve. You can help break $1 million by including hashtag HR4HR in your tweet. T-Mobile will donate an additional $1 each time. And Robertson saying sorry as that one got away up and into Altuve. That got Altuve's attention and the attention of everybody packed into this very loud Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, and for those who have to go to work tomorrow, and if you have to be on your feet, bosses, you might want to give them a little bit of a break. They've been on their feet all game. Ramped up this crowd has been.
Two great settings in this series, Yankee Stadium and Minute Maid Park. And they love this guy, Altuve. 2-2.
Matter of fact, on my way here, as you look at the numbers here, there was a wedding today at our hotel, and they were really stressing about it. I said, are you serious on Game 7 in Houston? That's commitment. I'm banking that one's going to last.
See the combination, Keystone combination for Houston. So much better here at home as Robertson gets Altuve to start the 7th. Good work by Adam Warren, an inning and a third, all zeros. Canely went an inning and a third, 3 runs on 4 hits, a lot of changeups, a lot of home run. Sabathia couldn't get through 4. He's still out there watching as this Game 7 is in the bottom of the 7th with Houston up by 4.
Yeah, and he would never be taken out in any other game, right? I mean, that's the argument going around in baseball. What are starters expected to do? He only gave up 1 run. He had runners on first and second. You understand the anxiety in a Game 7 and why Joe pulled him. He got the double play.
Breaking ball hammered into left by Correa. His 2nd hit of the night.
You can understand why everybody will be on call for a Game 7. But sometimes you just put people a little bit out of their comfort zone by asking them to do things they normally wouldn't. Either way you slice it, tough sledding for managers in Game 7 in their decision process and information that's given.
Yuli Gurriel with a base hit into right back in the 5th on a 3-2 pitch with Correa running. He went to 3rd. And both Correa and Gurriel came in to score in the 2-out 2-run double by Mccann. That made it 4-0. It's still 4-0. Strike 1. By the way, Altuve tonight has become the 3rd player in postseason history with a home run in Game 6 and 7 of a postseason series out of the number 3 spot in the order. The other 2, Mickey Mantle in 1952 in the World Series against Brooklyn. Roberto Clemente in 1971 in the World Series against Baltimore.
Wow. Well, coming into this postseason, Altuve only had 4 singles. Now, he hasn't had a lot of experience with the postseason. That's not going to be the case anymore. Power, homers, and maybe an MVP.
(1-1) to Gurriel. A hanger again. And it's just smoked foul.
You know, you think about what Charlie Morton was able to do. He threw 5 innings, 23 fastballs, and 21 strikes. Pat, under the gun in Game 7, was pretty good. It was better than pretty good.
Gurriel with that closed stance now opens it up a bit and waits for a 1-2. And takes ball 2. Almost wandering too far. And Robertson knows a better throw might have had him. Two balls, 2 strikes on Yuli Gurriel. Castro flips, got one, can't get both. The force out at second base puts Gurriel on. Once it got past Robertson, no chance to get 2.
And Correa did the right thing in stopping just in case Castro was going to tag him or make the throw.
Here's Gaddis, 1 for 3 with a home run. New York in the 8th inning will have Frazier, Headley, Gardner. Anybody gets on Aaron Judge.
And that's the goal, is to get people on for Aaron Judge.
Popped up on the infield. Gregorius calls. We're through 7. Yankees coming up. Getting late. Down 4. Yes, on FS1 is presented by Camping World, America's #1 RV retailer since 1966. And is sponsored by Steal a Base, Steal a Taco, only at Taco Bell. And by Budweiser, who reminds you to give a damn. Don't drive drunk. Well, the Yankees are looking for something to set this game and therefore this series on its ear, because right now Game 7 has been all Houston. Ball one from Mccullers inside to Todd Frazier.
McCullers coming into this inning, 26 pitches, 17 curveballs. So a tale of two different starters.
He's never worked on 3 days rest, which he is right now. He threw 81 pitches when he worked so well in Game 4 back at Yankee Stadium. And this, as Brent Strom looks at the numbers, is exactly what A.J. Hinch wanted. Morton, McCullers, and then Giles to close it.
And here's what you can't do if you're McCullers. And he's looking in the dugout a couple different ways. What you can't do is start thinking about winning the World, getting to the World Series and winning this game. You've got to execute.
That is a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. And the batter will be the #9 man, Chase Headley. And again, remember, Aaron Judge is lurking in the heart of this order. It was the #1 home run hitting lineup in the league.
Body language didn't like it right there. Looking around and certainly telling Correa, no, I'm good, I'm good. Well, you got to get refocused.
5 in a row have missed, and the veteran Mccann is going to go out and slow him down.
Something ain't right, and he keeps looking into the dugout for reasons I would not be understanding. Correa trying to get the attention of where do they want to play. Headley.
Harris is up for the second time. 1 ball, 1 strike on Headley, who's 0 for 2. Late swing and a miss, strike 2. Just stays alive. Headley, the former Padre, year 3 of a 4-year deal, a big at bat to turn this lineup over, down by 4, 1 on, nobody out. Gardner, who has a hit tonight, on deck. Three straight foul balls by Headley.
Got to bounce one. Headley's done a nice job seeing it, or you got to change it up and throw a fastball away. The reason I made that comment about McCullers, he's not really been in these situations during the year in the 8th inning with a chance that all that's risked and on the line. So process the information differently.
A strikeout for the first out.
Oh, what could have been in a series. You always look back and you say, okay, in the 5th inning, this could have turned it around. A great defensive play, and Mccann gets the ball, holds on to the ball. For the Yankees, it has not worked out the same way at home plate. In a couple situations in Game 2, a sure out at the plate. Unfortunately, Sanchez couldn't come up with it. Then another play. Last night, Same scenario, can't come up with it. You don't know what would have happened had those been different. That's why Game 7, we're here.
Batter is Gardner, ball 1. Well, that play, every time you look at it, with Bregman and Mccann, it's eye-popping where that throw was and that Mccann was able to catch, tag, and hold on.
It was unbelievable, and the home plate has been where the Astros have benefited in this series.
That was in a 1-0 game at the time. Good pitch that time from Mccullers, whose dad pitched for the Yankees in '89 and '90. Strike 2.
This is where Gardner gets tough. Usually on a lot of fastballs, but he battles with 2 strikes. He wants nothing more than to give Judge an opportunity with 2 runners on.
In the air to center, easy for Springer. 2 out. And now Aaron Judge, who could cut the lead in half.
"11 straight curveballs after walking Frazier." AJ looking for advice, maybe.
Alex Cora down there, who may very well be the next manager of the Red Sox. A swing and a miss by Aaron Judge. The Yankees scored 19 runs in 3 games at Yankee Stadium. So far, 3 runs here in 3+ games.
"13 in a row."
Mccullers. Still 4-0 Astros. With the home runs hit tonight by Evan Gattis and Jose Altuve, T-Mobile will be donating an additional $20,000 for hurricane recovery efforts. With 79 home runs hit so far this postseason, the total amount has been $790,000. Help break $1 million by including hashtag HR4HR in your tweet. And T-Mobile will donate an additional $1 each time. Back to work is Robertson. At the plate is Mccann, who's had a nice couple of nights here in games 6 and 7. His defensive play in the 5th inning as big as his 2-out 2-run double in the bottom half of the 5th.
Yeah, it sure was. You can't imagine what that's like, the timing of the throw and the runner coming in. Brought him in here to instill some confidence and veteran leadership. And he's done a great job handling the pitching staff. Yeah, he'd like his offense to be a little bit better, but the timing of his offense tonight was pretty good.
Marwin Gonzalez and then Josh Reddick, bottom 3 in the lineup against Robertson. Heart of the order will bat for New York in the 9th. And the bullpen is quiet for Houston. So as it stands right now, unless they spring into action here in a second. A.J. Hinch even mentioned this before the game. He said this may be one of those old-fashioned saves for Mccullers where you go 3 or more innings and nail it down. He's been good. Mccann strikes out, 1 away. Our Hankook Tire dynamic play will turn it into player of the game. Charlie Morton, the starter. How good was he, John?
He was unbelievable. He was fearless of throwing strikes, which is what you got to have and trust your stuff. And the Yankee hitters came out and were aggressive, and they made a lot of quick outs. And Charlie Morton made quick work to get through 5 innings. As I mentioned, 36 pitches through 4 going into the 5th inning. There's the numbers. He's got to feel really good about his work.
Ball 1 now to Gonzalez. So with all these possibilities, and Keuchel, and who else are you going to bring out of the bullpen? McHugh and Davinsky and Harris and Giles. It could be just Morton and Mccullers to cover the 9 innings for A.J. Hinch, which I don't think anybody would have predicted coming into this game 7.
No, for sure. And I think just seeing with his own eyes, A.J., the rhythm that Mccullers is in, he's taken the information and said, I don't need that information. I trust my eyes. The guy's dealing. And at this point, to what we can see, it looks like he's going to be given the opportunity to go out there for the 9th.
To the right side, Castro knocks it down, gets the out, 2 away. Here in Houston, the Astros pitchers overall, I talked about the starters earlier who could go to 6-0 if the Astros hang on and Morton gets the win, but at home in this series, 35 innings, an ERA of 0.77. 46 strikeouts.
It's been phenomenal, and they have been phenomenal all year here in this ballpark.
Reddick takes a ball.
But the difference and the talk around here, Justin Verlander, just before midnight.
That's out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just getting him has turned this team from a really good team to an elite team. And without him, we wouldn't be playing Game 7, of course.
Nine innings in Game 2, 7 hard-fought innings last night. That's strike 2 on Reddick. Verlander is 4-0 this postseason with Houston. 1-2. That's down 2-2. We've seen it tonight a couple of times, certainly last night, earlier in this series. The Astros pitching has kept a home run hitting team to the big part of this park.
That's been key and huge, and you know, inches from a different result.
Reddick strikes out. Sanchez finishes it off at first. And this game goes into the ninth. The Astros are 3 outs away from their second pennant in franchise history. Last chance for New York. Ninth inning now of Game 7. Houston leading 4-0. Lance McCullers Jr. back to work. Strike one on Didi Gregorius. McCullers trying to go 4 innings here tonight. That's foul. If the Astros win here, this will be the 5th time the home team has won every game in a best-of-7 series in postseason history. The last time it happened, the Astros were on the short end as the Cardinals beat them 4-3 in the 04 NLCS. The 0-2, 1-away. Now Gary Sanchez 1 for 3 tonight.
Really don't need signs, do you? Just keep throwing the curveball.
The Yankee fans don't want to hear it right now because A, who knows how this game ends, and B, we're within one win of the World Series. This has been a great year for the New York Yankees. Ahead of schedule, they're loaded. I mean, coming out of spring training, they didn't know what Aaron Judge was going to be. They didn't know that they had an all-star in Luis Severino. Tanaka's been terrific this postseason. A full year for the guy at the plate. Sanchez hit 33 home runs. They got Bird healthy. I mean, there is nothing but bright days ahead for this very loaded young team.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been a fantastic year. And it still has, obviously, 2 outs left in it, but this team is grinding together.
A foul tip keeps Sanchez alive as Mccann can't hang on.
And honestly, what the Astros went through to get here was 5 painful years. The Yankees haven't had painful years. They've been built for every year. It just happened to be a little ahead of the curve in what their rebuild was in 1 year.
Mccullers is 1 out away from his first career save. The Astros are 1 out away from their first AL pennant, second pennant in franchise history. A franchise that dates back to 1962. Greg Bird, 2 out, bases empty, ball 1.
This crowd has been unreal. Standing the entire game, basically.
Now McCullers is going to ask for a different baseball. His heart's got to be racing. Game 7, facing the team his dad pitched for. One out away from a save in Game 7. Bird into center. Springer says he's got it. The Houston Astros win the pennant. Charlie Morton and Lance McCullers Jr. combine on a 3-hit shutout in Game 7.
Unconventional, yes, but that's what the Astros have been. A.J. Hinch has done a great job. And the Astros were built for 2017. They'll be given a chance by going to the World Series. Winning their first ever.
What a game tonight for the 2 right-handers. Here's how it ended with Springer, who made a couple of crazy catches the last 2 nights, including one tonight. This one easy. And the celebration, which I think, as you said, started here at Minute Maid Park at about 6 o'clock tonight, will continue deep into the night on Saturday here in Houston as they've won the pennant.
This really has been an enjoyable series to watch, obviously to broadcast, but the storylines and the momentum changed so many different ways. Coming here to Game 7, the Yankees had a lot of momentum going. And what the Astros did to shut down their offense was short of incredible.
A.J. Hinch in his 3rd year has the Astros in the World Series for the 2nd time in franchise history. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, thank you. Lance, you entered the game with a 4-0 lead in the 6th inning. You're on 3 days rest. It's not your normal role. What were you thinking?
Listen, I told AJ after we lost Game 4, I said, I don't care what it is. I want the ball in Game 7. I'll start the game. If you only want me to go 3 innings, I'll start the game and go 3 innings. If they come out of the pen, I'll come out of the pen. This city, man, they deserve this. And this is awesome.
Now, you wanted to start the game. What was it like finishing and clinching the ALCS?
Well, I talked to Dallas yesterday, and he said, hey, you may not be starting, but you may finish it. And I said, man, if I have the ball with any opportunity to finish that game, I'm emptying the gas tank with every pitch, and I'm just going to keep going and going until, you know, they tell me otherwise. I did not want to come out of that game, and I cannot say no about this team, man. This team is unreal. Everyone wrote us off, man. Win the first 2, lose 3 in Yankee Stadium, you know, and we're resilient, and we knew we were coming home. We had our dude on the mound, Verlander, and got us this game. Charlie Morton did an unbelievable job. Man, this team is just start to finish unreal.
Well, congratulations, Lance. Now over to Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Ken. Well, Brian McCann, your team came home facing 2 elimination games, and you allowed the New York Yankees 1 run. What clicked for this team?
We've been doing this all year long. They pitched us as good as you could possibly pitch us, and they held us down for as long as they could. But when you got some of the best players in the game, and you got a bunch of them on one team, I mean, it's just it's incredible to come to work every day, and the talent I get to watch every day from behind the plate. I'm speechless because of what these guys can do on a baseball field, and they're so young and talented, and I'm honored to be a part of this team.
Well, Brian, you caught a lot of strikes tonight, none bigger than the one from your 23-year-old third baseman, Alex Bregman, getting Greg Bird at the plate, potential tying run.
Yeah.
Take us through that play.
Yeah, I have no idea how it stayed in my glove, or how I caught it, or how he put it right on the money, and it was just perfect all the way around. It stayed in. Breggs put it right on the money, and I was able to hang on.
Brian, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Joe.
All right, thank you, Tom. Thanks, Ken. How about the last 3 MLB Game 7s in the postseason? You've got 3 different pitchers getting their first career saves to end the series and win. Last year it was Mike Montgomery, his first career save in the 10th inning of Game 7 for the Cubs. 2 years before that, it was Madison Bumgarner, his first career save in that brilliant effort in Kansas City. And tonight, it's that man, Lance McCullers Jr., who went 4, 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the combo of Morton and McCullers, a 3-hit shutout and a 4-0 win.
That's why Game 7s are awesome. You never know what you're going to get.
Kevin and the guys are coming along after the break. It's going to be some kind of World Series, and it will be the Houston Astros representing the American League. It will be the Los Angeles Dodgers representing the National League. Man, this is going to be some kind of series coming up. We're not even going to take a break. We're going to send it to the guys in the studio. This series was a joy to witness, and it's the Astros outlasting the Yankees tonight, 4-0 in Game 7. Kevin, guys, back to you in LA.
Houston, tonight we have no problems. Houston, your team is going to the World Series. With me from your American League champions, owner and chairman Jim Crane, president of business operations Reed Ryan, general manager Jeff Luhnow, and manager AJ Hinch. Also with me, Hall of Famer and special advisor to the commissioner, Frank Robinson. I believe you have some hardware to pass out.
I do, and I'm proud to do it. The first piece of hardware goes to William Heritage American League Championship Trophy. It will be presented to Jim Crane, owner and president of American League Champions. Here you are, Jim. Congratulations.
Now, Jim, you know there's a lot of joy in this building, and your team played 4 games in this series at home and won every one of them, while hurricane recovery efforts still go on. So tell me about the bond between this community and this team.
Well, you know, first of all, I want to thank our great fans. With a big hurricane that came through here, everybody's been pulling together. It's kind of a dream come true for the city to be able to make it this far and have a chance to win the World Series. We've got a great team. Jeff's done a hell of a job. He works well with AJ, Reed. You know, everybody works together, and including the entire staff in the building. I appreciate all the hard work. But most of all, thank you, fans, for supporting us.
Congratulations. Jeff, you're the architect of this team. You built a great team, and then you made it better with 2 seconds to spare at the end of August with a big trade to bring Justin Verlander here. Tell me about this group of guys you put together.
This is one of the best group of players I've seen in my 14-year career in baseball. I knew it was just a matter of time before the bats got going. Yankees, hat tip to them. They were a great team, great competition, but we're going to the World Series. This one's for the city of Houston.
Congratulations. AJ, your team came home facing 2 elimination games, and your staff allowed the New York Yankees 1 run in those 2 games. What clicked for this team in Games 6 and 7?
You know what, Houston? We're going to the World Series. We came home to win this in front of you fans. We thank all of you for coming out and celebrating with us, because we're going to the World Series and we're going to bring back 4 wins.
Congratulations. I also want to ask you about your pitching plans for tonight. You only used 2 pitchers. Did you have that in mind?
As long as they were good, they were going to be our guys. Charlie Morton, Lance McCullers, no runs, bunch of punch-outs, going to the World Series.
Congratulations. We're not done yet. Mr. Robinson, I believe you have more hardware to give out.
I do. In this case, I wish I had 25 to give out, because the Astros had a tremendous season, outstanding series, and there were 25 at least or more most valuable players. But they only gave me 1 trophy to give out. And the Lee McPhail MVP trophy goes to Justin Verlander.
Justin, I talked with Jeff about how close this trade at the end of August came to not happening. 2 seconds to spare. Tell me about what was going through your mind and what you envisioned happening in Houston.
You know, I got to say, it came down to the wire, and one thing kept going off in my head was Dallas when he called me. He said that I won't regret the decision to join the Houston Astros. And here we are right now. It's the best feeling in the world. We got 4 more wins to win a World Series. I do not regret my decision to come here. This is the best feeling a player can have. So thank you.
Justin, I saw a sign last night in the stands that said, "Hey, Kate, we love Justin too." I believe there's a love affair building here between you and this city.
Well, I think you saw, I don't know if you saw last night, but Jose Altuve and I, we literally love one another. I literally love you, Papi. No, I love everything. I love everything about this city. The fans have really embraced me and my family, from ownership all the way down to every single teammate, embraced me and made me feel welcome from the second I got here. And that means so much, and I'm so happy to be able to contribute back and hopefully help us win a world championship.
The MVP trophy is yours. Pick it up. Jose Altuve, it seems like when good things happen to the Astros, it starts with you. First of all, tell me about the home run you hit tonight.
I mean, I swung the ball. I didn't know the ball was out. When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do, but I was happy that I helped my team.
You've been here a long time with the Astros. When did you believe that a night like this would be possible?
I mean, since the day one in the spring training, when I got to the clubhouse and I saw around, I saw Carlos Beltran, I saw Mccann. We didn't have Verlander by that time, but I mean, it was a lot of talent with capability players, and you know, we did it. I don't know what to say right now. I'm nervous, but I'm happy, and I want to thank every single fan in the stadium for all the support to my team.
Well, enjoy it, and I hear Los Angeles is pretty nice this time of year.
We'll see. We're looking forward to go there, and I know we're gonna go there and play hard and try to make it happen.
We'll see you at the World Series. Back to you, Joe.
Well, this game, this series, wow. What an absolute thrill to be a part of it. And Justin Verlander, as they said down there, with 2 seconds to spare, the deal was made. He signed off on it to be a part of something special. He's a part of something special. Off to the World Series go the Astros. Verlander, the MVP. Kevin, back to you with more interviews to come from Houston.